Assalamu alaikum. In the last lecture, we have studied on the topic safety related behavior. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss the factors that influence this safety related behavior. Means what are the impact of the factors that compel the workers to play safely. Let's see what are these factors. These factors are the organizational factors, the individual factors, and the job factors. You know, of critical importance to health and safety management system is individual behavior. One worker at the workplace behaves safely, but the other worker may not behave safely. These are the factors that put their importance in the workplaces because of the worker attitude towards safety related behavior. Now see, the first element that influence the safety related behavior is the organizational factor. The organizational factors are the characteristics of the organization that influence worker behavior. First characteristics is safety culture of the organization, the way that the worker absorbs the information and see the things in the organization and react accordingly. If the organization culture is positive related to health and safety, the worker will perform safely. The other is policies and procedures. The existence and quality of these and the way that might encourage or discourage good safety related behavior. For example, in an organization where staff have to spend a lot of time driving, very clearly and well thought through policies on the in-car use of mobile phones are necessary. Or you can exemplify it in another way that the worker who is working at an machinery, it is strictly prohibited during their work that he can't drink the water or can't smoke because his attention would be diverted and a serious accident would be happen. If this thought is absorbed in his mind, he would never do any kind of activity rather than his work. The other factor is commitment and leadership from the management. It means if the management is serious to maintain health and safety at the workplaces, mean if the organization is serious and committed to maintain health and safety related behavior, the organizational factor would compel the worker to behave safely. The other is level of supervision. Level of supervision mean the worker is doing his work and there is a strict supervision upon him, and this factor would tell the worker that someone is looking at him and he would not deprive the health and safety related behavior, and work would be carried out in the health and safety domain. The other is factor is peer group pressure. In the last lecture, we have studied about peer group pressure, that there is a teamwork or some influential worker at the workplaces who put their model role at the workstation and the other saw them and work accordingly. If they are working safely, the other would copy him. If they are working unsafely, the scenario would be the same. The other factor is consultation and worker involvement. The extent to which workers are involved in the management of health and safety issues and in the decision making process. This is included in consultation and worker involvement. The other is communication. In communication, usually it is included that how much effective communication is delivered to the employees and what are the best way to evaluate the method of communication so that the worker have understand the things very well. The other is resources. In resources factor, the availability of any necessary equipment like machine guards, personal protective equipments, and the allocation of time to provide training in health and safety. The other factor is training. In training, how good the organization is at identifying health and safety training needs and opportunities, and how well it then meets those needs to create well informed, competent staff. The last factor of organizational is work patterns. In work patterns, the shift system, work at night, or extended hours, these can adversely affect the worker's health and cause fatigue, which can lead to poor performance on tasks which require attention and increase the risk associated with safety critical work. The second main factor is the job factor. These are the various characteristics of the worker's job that influence their safety related behavior. In job factor, the first thing is task. The characteristics of the work, in particular, the ergonomic requirements. For example, if one worker is doing his task and the task is not accordingly to his work, he have to bend and stoop over in many times, and that affect the efficiency of his work and safety also. To do his work sharply, he would often neglect the safety rules and would do his work in unsafe way. In the absence of ergonomic design, worker will find the most comfortable way of working, and this may not be safest way. The other factor is workload. The amount of work, rate of work, deadlines and variety of work that individuals have to perform at their duties, and the degree to which these are under the direct control of the worker or imposed externally. The other thing is environment. Environment also have a influential role to shape the behavior of a worker. In environment, the workplace conditions such as space, lighting, noise, temperature, and humidity and the way their impact on the worker performance. For example, if a worker is working in a steel foundry, he potentially has the danger of dehydration, heat stress, and heat stroke. Workers may find to work that are not necessarily safe. In order to minimize physical exertion, they may also start to suffer degradation in physical and mental performance, such as heat stress. The other factor is display and procedures. The design of the display and procedures and the way that poorly designed displays and controls can contribute to the likelihood of human error. Display there are, for example, displays that are difficult to view for the worker. The other is procedures. A lack of written procedures or poorly documented procedures that are outdated, overly complex, or impractical can be reason for workers not to comply. To be effective procedures, there should be accurate, concise, familiar language, and they must be doable. The last factor is the individual factor. The individual factor, people come at their workplaces with their own knowledge and experiences, and the things that are included in individual factors are skills, knowledge, competencies, and motivation. and the attitudes of the workers also. These individual characteristics influence behavior in complex and significant ways. Some of these characteristics cannot be changed, but other could be changed. The factors that are compelling the worker to do his task in an unsafe manner have to be evaluated at the earliest stage so that there is no chance of serious accident at the workplace. For example, if worker have a poor attitude to machine guard, it will be necessary to change their attitude, and there are various ways of attempting to achieve this change. Attitudes, competencies, motivation, and perceptions of risks are individual factors that will no look a great thing while doing their jobs. No, these were the factors that purely shape the safety related behavior. We discussed the organizational factors, the job factors, and the individual factors. If you have not any clarity in these topics, please give your valuable comments. I will try to reassure and to teach you in a most effective way as I could. The people who are new on my channel are requested to subscribe my channel so that they may got daily updated videos. Thank you so much.